All right, everyone. We're all excited that college football is back. And for you USC fans, it's back against the Running Rebels of UNLV today with tougher games against Stanford and Texas coming up later this month. This is the first time I've done a live stream here on my USC channel. Wanted to address a number of viewer comments. Also wanted to talk to you about the channel. Very briefly about USC football because I've got a live stream to do in just a couple minutes, but I wanted to take this time out for a first ever live stream, and I will not be addressing the chat right now. If you guys would like me to do a live chat at another time, I would love to do that. I do them on a regular basis, 2 and 3 a day elsewhere. All right. So first and foremost, we want to get things right. We want to be rock solid on information, and then to provide beyond the information, the stats and the trends and the facts, the insight, the knowledge, the information in perspective, and great discussion, debate, analysis. That's what I do on my #1 platform, MarkRogersTV College Football. And then I decided a few years ago, because I had in a USC contingent specifically on that channel, a number of USC fans that just wanted to see the Trojans, did the same thing with Miami, Ohio State, and the SEC, to build sub-channels and then redistribute that content so you wouldn't have to weed through all the other teams and conferences to get to what you want to watch, and that's USC football. So that's why I did that. So you will see nothing, of course, but USC, and occasionally something that references USC that's related to the Pac-12, like my Pac-12 predictions, obviously related directly to USC football. All right, so a number of people commented concerning some misinformation. Number one would be JT Daniels' age. So a few nights ago on my standard channel, Mark Rogers TV College Football, please go over there, like, comment, and subscribe. I had a Pac-12 preview that I did, a 2-hour show running through the entire conference with previews and predictions. I had a guest on, does a great job for me, from Last Word on College Football, Tony Siracusa, who mistakenly said JT Daniels was 19 years old. I immediately jumped on because on the live chat that we were streaming at the time, there were a number of comments that came out about JT Daniels' age. I looked it up, referenced it there, let everyone know JT Daniels, in fact, is still 18 years old. He was born on February 2nd, 2000. He will be 19 in about 6 months. All right, so we apologize for the misinformation. Again, I don't want to convey any misinformation, period. I have made a couple errors in regards to one in particular, in regards to the schedule in terms of USC playing Oregon. My apologies there. I shouldn't screw up a schedule. My apologies there. Also, I want everyone to know that you're not going to always agree with me or my guests. That's the way it works. If you don't have dissenting viewpoints and critiques, then you don't have very good debate, discussion, argument. You can't mix it up if everybody agrees on everything, if everybody believes the same thing, if everybody sees it the same way. Then we just come on here, we say a few things, and we're done, and you've got nothing to respond to. Okay, so we're going to have disagreement, and that's a good thing. Now, like you, if I watch a commentator, an analyst, read a writer's work where they state an opinion, and I believe that that opinion is unfounded, that they don't know what they're talking about, they have no background for that, their logic's bad, whatever it is, then certainly I don't read them, watch them. I call them out if it's that type of platform, and I just don't tap that source again. So if you believe that about my channel, certainly there are tons of USC outlets out there. I would like you to watch the rest of this live stream, though, and hear me out. So in terms of knowledge and experience, I have that. I've worked in television sports for more than 25 years at the network level, and first locally, and now at the network level, the international network level. So I will go into greater detail if anybody wants to hear my background, experience, and resume. So I've worked in network television on college football for years and years and years and years, both in front of the camera and behind the camera. And I'm talking about not in front of the camera here. I'm talking about in front of a professional camera. All right. So I don't pretend to know more than anyone. I do believe that I know as much as the highest tier of college football expert, not in terms of necessarily X's and O's on the field, leaving that to the football analysts who played the game and coached the game. Not talking about that, but talking about the context of the national map, the national game, the teams, the personnel, the breakdowns, the history. Yes, I will put my knowledge up against anyone, not to say that I know more than them, but I'm in an upper tier of knowledge concerning college football. Not specifically to USC. This is a sub-channel. I watch all of college football. I cover the entire Power Five. I dip into the group of five, but I cover the Power Five. All right, so I'm watching everyone. I watched Michigan State, Utah State last night, Stanford, San Diego State. Took in a little Syracuse, Western Michigan. So I'm trying to track everyone. So I will not be a complete expert on USC football. I watch the Trojans play the major games, and I'm not talking about once a year. I'm talking about 5 or 6 or 7 games. I'll see the Stanford game, the Texas game. As we get into Pac-12 play, I'll watch the major games. Yes, and of course, the better USC is, the more I will watch because those games take precedent. All right, to supplement that, my goal is to bring on the best bloggers, broadcasters, and writers in the industry. If you specifically check out my main channel, Mark Rogers TV College Football, you will see that that's exactly what I do. I bring on people from the Big Ten Network, from ESPN, from the SEC Network. I have contributors on from SB Nation, Bleacher Report, 247 Sports, Rivals. Okay. One of the main reasons that I started a USC channel is I had some very firm and very solid USC connections with some established people who were extremely good and still are. It's just been difficult to connect with them to provide you the content here on the USC channel that you would like. So in the past, it's been Nick Dempsey from Conquest Chronicles on SB Nation. Ryan Abraham still doing great work. I was just in conversation with Ryan just a couple of days ago. Ryan from USC Football and also on the staff. Keely, yours been on. You've seen Ryan on here a number of times. If you just joined the channel recently, dive back into the archives. When you've got a chance, you'll see, again, Nick Dempsey from Conquest Chronicles on SB Nation. Ryan Abraham, USC Football. Keely Yor, USC Football. More recently, it's been Drew Krinsky of Trojan Insider and also Scott Schrader from USC Insider. Okay, those connections, those people are busy. I have not had the time, nor have they had the time to connect specifically with Ryan Abraham, and he is just about the best when it comes to USC football reporting. Please check out his channel if you have yet to do so. But he would like to come on. We can't connect. He's super busy. This is the time of year that that's the case. If you have a suggestion or number of suggestions of who I could bring on as a USC guest or contributor, definitely do that. Please leave your suggestions. I will reach out to those people. And about 95% of the time, even if I don't know the person and I reach out to them on Twitter, 95% of the time, not just with USC, but with every college football team, I am able to get that person on. 95% of the time, people are very gracious, very kind with their time. And once they come on and see that we do a professional job in our discussion and analysis and kick it around, then they come back and talk that particular football team. And in this case, it's USC. So my aim is to provide you with the best USC football coverage possible. It is not going to be every day. The analysis is not going to be meticulous from me. I watch the games. I watch the big games. I know the personnel. I can name 20, 25 USC players. I can't name 100 USC players. I watch the big games. I watch the major games. I even will slip in on the not so major games, but I think you get an idea as I cover college football that I watch as much as possible. All right. So that's pretty much my take. And certainly if I do something wrong, if there's incorrect information, I want to get that right. Certainly you can throw your criticisms. I'm not the type that calls people idiots and calls them out in that fashion, but certainly call me out in regards to the information. Whatever names you call me, I don't care. That's fine. You're on the internet. We're on the internet. That's what people do on the internet. For some reason, they feel empowered to call people names for whatever reason. All right, so that's my take on USC football. There might be some people on the chat. I apologize because I've got a live stream that's really overdue right now. Then I'm starting at 10 o'clock on Mark Rogers TV College Football to prep everyone for the noon Eastern time, 7 o'clock Pacific time games. Or those that's the show is at, of course, 10 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Pacific time. Then the noon games coming up, obviously, in the Eastern time zone. I appreciate the feedback. I need to hear that. It's good stuff. Thank you so much. Go to your USC football sites. I will continue to provide you with the very best that I can, depending on the connections that I have. And certainly, if you have suggestions for guests, leave them in the comments section. I will contact those people, and we will kick up the USC football discussion. As you've seen in the past, if you check out the videos, we have delivered some excellent USC talk in the past and plan to do so in the future. Right here at Mark Rogers TV USC. Please join me at Mark Rogers TV College Football if you have interest in the rest of the Pac-12 and the nation. I cover it all right there. We'll see you next time.